Brian, what vehicle should I buy? That's the most common question I get from friends and family. And I always ask, well, what kind of vehicle do you want? Mainly the answer is we want an SUV. Well, this is one vehicle that I always recommend them. It's the Subaru Outback. And the most common response, really? I never thought of that. Is that really an SUV? Well, it is definitely a sport utility or sport activity vehicle, and it's one of the original ones. So today we're going to show you why, if you're in the market for a compact SUV, why you should consider one of these. Put this on the top of your list, and we're going to show you what's new for 2023. So for 2023, the new Subaru Outback gets a new facelift. The front end is different grille. Now, depending on what trim level you get, it's gonna look a little different. This is the Premier XT. So you'll see you have these silver accents down below. You get the silver mirror caps as well as the door handle. All Outbacks come with new LED headlamps. You can see they have a very nice arrow shape to them, and they are directional. So when you turn the steering wheel, it's gonna change the beam of the light as well. This is a brand new color. This is called dark mahogany, and in Canada is available on all trims. In the US, you can only get it on the top trim. Base trim comes with 17-inch wheels as well as the Wilderness, because that actually has the off-road or all-terrain tires, but the other Outbacks come with 18-inch wheels like we have here. And to not only give it a more rugged appearance, you do have the cladding around the wheel wells, but the cladding here in the front has been extended up even higher. So if you're going through thick grass or weeds and things like this, it's gonna protect that bumper area even better. And what makes the Outback really appealing, especially for sport enthusiasts, is the size of it. Sure, sport utilities like regular SUVs have a lot of room, but they're taller, but they're sometimes not as long, especially in the category of this vehicle. So for instance, the RAV4, which is one of the most popular compact sport utilities out there, is 2 inches shorter for the wheelbase, and this Outback is a full 10 inches longer. So that is some big space that you get. Also nice for the Outbacks is when you need to access these roof rails, there is a nice step here to step up, and these roof rails swing out, so they have integrated rails in the roof rack themselves. You'll notice this is the Outback XT, which means this has the turbocharged engine in it. We're gonna get in and drive in a bit, but nice thing. Open up that fuel filler and it says unleaded fuel only. It has no mention of using premium fuel, which is 2 thumbs up there. So this is also equipped with a power tailgate, but it's a hands-free one as well. And instead of the normal kicking motion you have on some of them, they have a sensor built into the badge right here. So if you just cover it up, just like that, or you could use your arm, up it comes. Now, what you get when you get it open is a large, very long storage area. You have one touch fold down 60/40 seats, so they're nice and flat there. It's just not that. They've thought about a lot of useful things that you may need, as a family or an activity person. You have the built-in tonneau cover, it comes out. You have nice hooks that spring out for just hanging things, but let's talk about hanging things. You have this grab handle here. Well, you do have a power button there to close it and a power lock, but this handle is perfect for, let's say, hanging your clothes. Let's say you go scuba diving or dirt bike riding or mountain biking and you're changing, perfect place to hang your clothes right there, hang anything you have, good for camping too. Standard, you get a rubber mat. A lot of times you gotta pay extra for that, and underneath there, you do get a temporary spare tire, which is better than nothing. It wasn't too long ago, we did test the new Outback Wilderness, so make sure to check out that video if you haven't already. Now on that Outback, you do get a few different things, so it's raised up higher, it's a different suspension, and we did prove in that video, it is capable. Like, most people will never take it to the extremes that we did with that vehicle. So I'm definitely a believer for the Outback and the capability. So, but if you don't need as much capability and you want the same power plant, so for you get Wilderness, you get the Limited, and you get the Premier, which we're driving here, so the Premier XT, you get the 2.4 liter turbocharged Boxer engine. So that gives you 260 horsepower and 277 pound-feet of torque. That's matched to, and I'm gonna say it, this is like an industry-leading CVT. Now, I wish that more manufacturers could tune their CVTs similar to what Subaru has done with this one. When I first jumped into that Wilderness even, matched to that turbo engine, lots of grunt. You know, that's with that Boxer engine, you get lots of good bottom end torque, but I didn't even realize that I was driving a variable transmission. It wasn't a conventional automatic. It's that good. And right now, same thing with this XT that we are in. Yeah, you don't even notice at all. You do have paddle shifters, and it is really responsive. Like, I'm watching the tachometer, and it is very, very reactive. Don't really even need that though. One common word when describing the Outback: duality. It really is a dual purpose vehicle, you know, and more so than what SUVs are. Remember, the SUV is supposed to be a sport utility vehicle, which I think right now, where they've just basically become large boxes with good storage capability. Well, here we've proven we have a lot of storage capability, but it is much more usable, and there's not a lot of compromise. So we're on road right now, and it's a dual purpose vehicle. We could be driving downtown to the office in stop and go traffic, underground parking lots, no issue whatsoever. The ride is ever so comfortable. But you go off road with this and you still get the same comfort. And that's the bonus. There's no compromise. There's no bumpy rides whatsoever. Of course, you have the tried and true Subaru All Wheel Drive system, so traction is not going to be an issue with this vehicle. You do have X mode on this particular vehicle. Now, this X mode is the single X mode. You can get a dual function X mode on the Wilderness and also on the new Onyx that we're going to talk about in a second. On the inside, let's start with what we are sitting on. Nice and comfy Napa leather seats, and new for 23, you can get actual black Napa leather as well as the brown, and you have a leather wrapped steering wheel. This is the biggest change in the middle. Other than the base trim, all the Outbacks come with a standard 11.6-inch infotainment screen. So lots of real estate. What I like about it is you do have tactile buttons for things that you would use the most, for instance, for your temperature, your climate control, your defrost. However, if you want to do functions like heated or ventilated seats, you actually have what they call virtual hard buttons. So there's no menus to go through. They're always there. You just hit that and on they come. Also, when you get the big screen, you get standard wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And when I say wireless, you can't even actually plug it in. It's all wireless, as well as wireless charging. You get multiple USBs now, so you have Type A and Type C, and they have different charging amperages, up to 3 amps with the Type C. The base trim gets dual 7-inch screens. I would definitely go for the larger real estate though. And it's nice that just one above the base, you get it. Subaru has made good use of the space in this cabin here with the storage areas. You have ample storage in the door pockets. You have a shelf in front of the front passenger. If your trim does come with the blind spot monitoring system, I do like how it is displayed on the mirror housing, not quite in the mirror. It's very, very easy to see even in your peripheral. One feature that is not available with the new Outback, unfortunately, is a 360 camera. Even on the top trim, you just get that rear view camera. You do get rear parking sensors, but no 360 camera. The Outback is now equipped with Subaru's latest Eyesight system. So that system is 2 cameras that work in behind the rear view mirror there. It's scanning the road in front, and it's going to give you a lot of your advanced safety features and also your adaptive cruise control. But now on the higher trims, there's a new camera that works in conjunction with the stereo cameras, and it's going to give you a much wider view now, so it just gives you more coverage. But all of them do get the latest Eyesight system. Couple new things as well. This one is equipped with a facial recognition camera. When you get into the vehicle, it's going to scan your face. You don't even know that it's working other than a little display there. And it works for two different things. Number one is that it can basically give you some prompts by watching your face if you're getting tired, for instance, and maybe give you some alerts, recommend that you take a break, for instance. But also it will use your face for driver profile. So whatever you have set for your driver profile, it'll say, hey, that's Brian, that's in front of the wheel, so I'm going to move my mirrors, my seat to what he has it set for. You don't have to press anything, it just does it all for you. That's a big bonus. Also available now, this XT has the digital rear view mirror. So if you have a lot of cargo that you're carrying, for instance, or larger passengers are blocking your view out the rear, you can just flick the switch. There you go, you have a nice clear color view, nice and wide angle view. It's unobstructed, and they've integrated this camera into the shark fin antenna. And they did a lot of research, and they've even put a special texture on the outside of that antenna for hydrodynamics. Like for instance, right now it's raining, so what they've done is just to minimize any type of a risk of water or more debris getting onto that rear view camera, so it's going to remain nice and clear. It's crystal clear right now. All right, give you an idea, we will do a standing start here, and it's auto start stop is on. Okay, here we go. There is a slight delay with that turbocharger, but it just slingshots you afterwards. Next up, we have an all-new trim on the Outback, and this is called the Onyx Trim. Now, where on the Premier XT that we were testing first, you saw that it had silver accents on the grille, on the roof rails, on the mirror caps. Here, we have black, we have color-coded door handles, and on the front grille, we have some gloss black on the top. We do have the same higher extended moldings on the side, the new LED headlamps. Everything else is pretty well the same. It just has a more subdued, stealthy look in the black. We also have the gunmetal black wheels as well. In the rear of the Outback Onyx, hey, we have that black theme continuing on. We have black trim on that roof spoiler. We have a nice blacked out window with a rear wiper. The emblems and badging has all been blacked out. You also get an extra rubber strip on top of the rear bumper here. And just like the previous Outback that we just tested, that XT, you do have the hands-free power liftgate. It opened because I was near that badge there, and we do have the close and the lock button. Now here, it's pretty well the same. You get the same over 2,100 liters or 75.6 cubic feet of combined storage area once you put those seats down with the one touch. But you do get more cargo hooks in this Onyx version, and just like the XT, you do get a temporary spare tire and a jack underneath here. I really like what they've done for the interior of this Onyx. You see, instead of the Napa leather, you get this soft artificial leather, and it's dual color with this signature green trim for the Onyx. It's very, very easy to clean. It's very soft. So yeah, we get that. We get a leather steering wheel, we get heated seats, and also a heated steering wheel. And now the steering wheel is heated all the way around. Prior to that, it was only on the 9 and 3 position. So I do like the tops heated as well. You know, that's one of my big complaints there. You get that nice 11.6-inch infotainment screen. And generally, it's a fairly easy system to learn, and it's got a lot of real estate on it. So who doesn't like more room on that? And with the larger screen, you do get the standard wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, wireless charging, and you have 2 USBs up front, Type A and a Type C, and you get all the same storage as you get in the one over there. Also get standard rubber floor mats in the Onyx, and that's a really nice thing. Not just for the snowy and rainy days, but like right now, we're kind of in the outdoors. Your feet attract a lot of dead leaves and whatever you got from a hike, and it's really nice to have those floor mats just to take them out, hose them off. So here we go. Here we have heated rear seats back here. We have those 2 USBs, the Type A and the Type C, and I really do like, I mentioned it on the other Outback, these seat back pockets, having the multiple, it's like a built-in organizer in them. Lots of leg and knee room. There will not be any complaints here compared to the competitors for sure. These seats do not slide forward or back. However, there is a lever here and they do recline though. So it can go as far back as this for your reclining here. That's pretty comfy. All right, do you hear that? You can hear it a little bit more in this 2.5 liter naturally aspirated, which means non-turbocharged 4-cylinder. This one puts out a little bit less horsepower at 182 horses and 176 pound-feet of torque, and that's once again matched to a CVT. And I was wondering about this after driving the turbocharged model, which has, you know, more power and torque, if you would notice it a little bit more with the CVT in the 2.5 liter, and the answer is yes. The pickup isn't quite there. You have a little bit more of that wind up of the CVT than you do with that turbocharged engine. And of course, you really do miss that additional grunt of that torque of that. But we are on the highway right now to test it out. We're doing 120 kilometers an hour. And we just had a rock hit the windshield. Hopefully we don't get a crack in there. But it is very quiet when you are on the highway once you get it going. And when I say there's a wind up, it's not an extreme whine at all, but it is there. Just be aware of that. This one does not have the driver recognition that we had in the top trim. So you do have a power driver's seat. It's adjustable, but there are no memory settings, and there's no driver profile that you can access with your face like you can with that higher trim level. However, you do get the wireless charging and the wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Now, one difference between this and the trim that we were just driving is the X mode. This has the dual function X mode. So the standard X mode is snow and dirt. And this other one has deep snow and mud. And we actually did put it through a little bit of a muddy situation, and it's really nice that that system allows more wheel spin. You know, so if you're trudging through lots of mud and stuff like this, you want that wheel spin to keep the momentum up. That is the mode that you use. Now, the new Outback Wilderness also has a dual mode X mode as well. However, it is a different one than this. It's calibrated different than this one, but this one does have it. So what's going to cost you to get into your own Subaru Outback? Well, the base trim starts at just over $32,000, but you know what? Go up to the next trim, that Touring, you know, it's about $36,000, and you get so much content with that. You get the wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, wireless charging, you get the power sunroof, heated seats, heated mirrors, the latest Eyesight from Subaru for your advanced safety features. And then you get the Onyx, which is just over $38,000. And I think it's going to be really popular because you get all the goodness of what I just mentioned. Plus you get the, you know, the black wheels, the blacked out look that you get, rubber mats, and of course you get the dual mode X mode, you know, to get you out of even more of the stickier situations that you might find yourself in. So remember, if you ask me, hey, I'm looking for a compact SUV, what should I get? I'm going to tell you, have a look at the Subaru Outback. You'll be surprised how capable, how comfortable, especially on and off-road, that it is compared to an actual regular compact SUV. It really does give you your cake and you get to eat it as well. And if that all sounds good to you, then you just have to decide which engine option are you going to choose. You know what? Hey, if you want to save some money and you don't need all that power and torque, go for the 2.5 liter. You can't go wrong. But at the same time, if you go for that 2.4 turbo, you really, really won't regret it either. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed our review of the new Subaru Outback. Leave a comment below. I'd like to hear what you think. Do you think this is comparable to the other compact SUVs out there? Leave a comment below. I really do think it does.